Hello?
Hi, Juliet.
Hi.
Hi, Scott McMillan here. Pleasure to meet you.
Yes. Hello, Scott. Nice to meet you.
How are you today?
Yep, okay, thanks.
Oh, good to hear.
How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Where are you? Somewhere in America?
Yeah, I'm in Austin, Texas, the capital of Texas.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's bright and early here, but I know it's in the afternoon there.
yes, it's tea time here.
Yes, I do miss the tea times. Well, I wanted to thank you for taking the time to do this interview.
No problem.
Great.
I'm not sure I'll be much use, but I will try my best.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. I'm confident. Yeah, the main purposes of this interview are kind of twofold. One of them is to gather material to see if I can get you nominated for a Wikipedia page. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Wikipedia, but it's a...
I use it. I certainly use it, but I didn't know how you get on a page, and that would be wonderful. I'd be delighted.
Yeah, good. I looked into it recently, and it looks like you have many, if not most, of the markers that they look for. So I figure what you just need is a little championing in that direction, and I write up a short page and then send it to them and see if they approve it. So that's the idea there. And then the other side is I'm gathering some material for a book I'm writing. I've never written a book before, but I think I have a couple in me.
Yes.
And it's for me, stories are very important. I love stories. I love telling stories. I love hearing stories, and I want to capture stories from people that have been in East Africa that can kind of connect the past to the present. And I feel that you're also one of those people, so that's why I've chosen to speak with you.
Okay.
All right.
No worries.
Well, thank you.
I've been here since I was born, which is 63 years.
63. What year were you born?
1962, a year before independence.
1962. Okay, I've got that's some of my questions here. I'm trying to get those down. Okay, 19. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll just get started on this. These first few questions, I think you'll be able to tell, are mainly geared towards the Wikipedia page. They're kind of just real reporter type questions, and then the rest of them are more kind of my personal interest questions. So we'll get, without further ado, we'll get started here.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Where were you born?
I was born in Neri County, Neri Town.
Is that the N-Y-E-R-I?
Yeah.
Yeah, Neri Town. Okay.
In Mount Kenya Hospital, which is still there.
Mount Kenya Hospital. All right. I climbed Mount Kenya many years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hospital. Okay. And as far as your schooling, Juliet, where did you go to primary school, secondary school, college, that sort of thing?
Well, my parents moved to Nairobi, so I had my primary schooling in Nairobi. I went to Lavington Primary, which was a government school.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I was at my mother taught me. She was a kindergarten teacher. Then
Okay.
I went to Lavington Primary briefly. Then I went to Loretto Convent, Valley Road.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and sorry, in between, yes, before Loretto Convent, Valley Road, I went to a little school called Ndegi School, which doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, Ndegi, like the word for bird. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, Ndegi School, Loretto Convent, Valley Road, and then my parents
West, okay. And that was back in England?
No, all this was in Kenya.
Oh, okay. Well, you said overseas. That threw me off there a little bit.
No, the curriculum, sorry, overseas curriculum.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. I got you.
Yeah.
Gotcha, yeah. Kind of like the Aga Khan schools. I don't know if you have those over in Kenya, but we have them in Uganda.
Yes, we do. We have lots of Aga Khan schools.
Yeah, they're pretty good value, I think. But
they're all the schools I went to were private schools, apart from Lavington Primary.
Okay. All right. And then did you go to college of any sort, or did you just start with life at that point?
No, I actually went over to University St Andrews in Scotland.
Ah.
So I did 4 years there.
Okay. Great to hear. Yeah, my ancestors are Scottish, basically, so that's always been something for me to go see over there. They came from Paisley, I was told, so I want to go get to Paisley someday.
Oh, okay. Scotland's beautiful.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Excellent. Let's see. Okay. Then moving on here is, let's see. What publications have you had in your life?
Gosh.
Yeah.
There's actually quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to rack my brains. So.
Sure. And if you forget something now, you can always send me later.
Yeah. Are we talking about magazines and articles or just books?
Both. This is one of the areas that Wikipedia grades heavily. So that's the more thorough we can be, the better.
Okay. So it might be easier for you if I just send you a list, but I can tell you.
Yeah.
I've had articles published in Kenyan and British newspapers.
Okay.
I've had articles published in the British Sunday Times and the British Guardian.
Okay.
I've also had a lot of articles published in Kenyan and British magazines.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
I've done a lot of travel writing, including being editor and writer for Air Kenya, which is one of Kenya's leading regional airlines.
Yeah.
It's not the International Kenya Airways.
Okay. Yeah, that's yeah. Please keep going.
So yeah, that's the journalism side of it. I think pretty well. I've had children's books. I had my first publication was a children's story published in an anthology in England.
Huh.
I'm trying to remember. I think it was Brimax Books. BRIMAX Books.
Okay.
I was also commissioned, before that, I was commissioned by Macmillan UK to write Let's Visit Kenya, a children's encyclopedia on Kenya.
Excellent.
And then there was the short story, the story published by Brimax. Then I had a series of children's books published. I wrote for a children's magazine in Kenya called Sparkle Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And out of that, I published, I think it was 6 children's books about Sparkle, called the Sparkle books in that series in Kenya.
And didn't one of them win an award of some sort, some Jomo Kenyatta award, or was that?
Yeah, no, that was, I had 4 stories for young adults published in Kenya, and one of them was shortlisted for the Jomo Kenyatta Award.
All right, good to hear.
And then at around that same time, I had written a short story for the Commonwealth Broadcasting Association, based in UK, and I was a runner-up for that.
Oh, excellent.
I was shortlisted for the Commonwealth Broadcasting Prize.
All right, and then your major,
my first major publication was The Ghosts of Happy Valley, published by Aurum Press in UK in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Aurum, A-U-R-U-M, and then that was shortlisted for the Spear Book Award.
Oh.
And I was also listed as one of the authors of the year by Hatchard's Piccadilly.
Okay.
Hatchard's being a prestigious bookshop.
Oh, lovely.
My next publication was a commission by a school, which was Hillcrest A History.
Mm-hmm. Hillcrest A History.
Yeah, so that was basically the history of the school I'd gone to. It had quite an interesting political history, so I did that on commission.
What year was that?
Oh, God, I can't remember, but it was after 2013.
Yeah.
It was...
That's okay, I was just curious. But...
Yeah, it was in the second decade of the 2000s.
Okay.
And I then was working on my Soy Sambu book, For Love of Soy Sambu, which, I don't know if you've read it, but that's the history of the Delamere.
I have read it.
So now that one I couldn't get published in UK. It was published here by Old Africa Books. I've also done quite a lot of, I've also had to do quite a lot of book tours and talks in UK and in Kenya.
Okay.
Oh, and what is relevant is last year The Ghosts of Happy Valley was translated into Spanish.
Ah, no way. Spanish, okay.
To my surprise. I don't know why Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah, that one I haven't read yet, but it's on my list of readings. I'm an avid reader of Africana and just African history, so I've got to I can't help myself. I buy things. I'm like I buy books, that I probably can't even afford, and I just keep buying more books, and my stack.
Sounds like my husband and I.
My stacks get higher. They get what I mean. They get higher faster than I can read, but I still keep doing it, and I love it, and I'm just about finished with I'm reading a book by Douglas Collins called Tears for Somalia, or A Tear for Somalia. That was a hard to find book, but I was able to get my hands on it, and I'm just...
Yes, I believe it's a brilliant book. I haven't read it, but I've heard all about it.
Yeah, it's it's not as honestly as my favorite book he ever wrote was Tales of Africa, which are a series of short stories of his. Those were, in my opinion, much more interesting than this book. His book about Somalia is really just his time in the army. But it's still interesting. But anyway, okay, let's see. Okay, so moving along here.
Just a quick diversion. Am I right in saying he's buried in Lamu, Dougie Collins?
No, he's not. Great question. I became a kind of a avid fan of his, and I did a lot of research on him, because what I like about Doogie is he's one of those people that kind of fly under the radar that most people don't know about, but if you learn about him, he actually lived an interesting life. So to your point, he did actually occupy that house, Mauna Kapona's house in Lamu, where he wrote some of his books, and he lived...
I knew there was a connection. Okay.
Yeah, he stayed there for many years, and he kind of became penniless towards the end of his life, and lived very basically along the coast of Kenya in different towns, and Lamu was one of them. And then he just kind of mysteriously disappeared, but I eventually tracked down where he died and then where he was buried. So, to your question, he died in a Nairobi hospital. But he was cremated, and then his ashes weren't scattered, but they were buried at Rukinga Ranch outside of Voi.
Okay, yep, that all makes sense.
Yeah, so he had a friend.
There was, if I know, it was very much a sort of writer's place, Monica Capona's house, and I think it's Cynthia Salvadori who's buried there.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Well, that's another one of my fascinations, Juliet. Is like, and I've mentioned this, in our text, anyway. Just the Sheila Cemetery, the Sheila Mzungu Cemetery. I have a feeling there's a lot of interesting people buried in there, but it's a private cemetery, and I'm still struggling to get access to it to kind of see who's buried in there. I'd love to take a look in there, but I'm still working on that.
I'm told if you ask at Poponi, I'm told they can get you a key, and it's quite easy to get in.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I think I took a wrong tact my first time there last year, and I kind of focused on Anne Spory's grave, and I said, that was I just thought of that, like that was my way in.
Well, that's where she's buried, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But when I mentioned that, yeah. Okay. Let's see. And personal life, have you had marriages in life?
Yes, my first marriage ended in divorce. I've got 2 children of my first marriage, and I'm married again now.
Okay, great.
I'm remarried, but I've kept my father's name.
Oh, okay. You kept your maiden name during the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And you had 2 kids with the first husband, and that's it?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent.
A son and a daughter.
Oh, wonderful. Son and a daughter. Okay. And then any like actual awards and recognitions that we can mention?
Apart from the ones that I have told you, the runner-up, full-on awards, not that I can immediately think of.
Okay.
I'm the founder and chair of Heritage Trust Kenya.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that later. I figured you had something to do with that organization, so that's good to hear.
Okay, so no awards or anything wonderful that I can think of.
Any positions held on any boards of any kind?
Just being the chair and founder of Heritage Trust Kenya. Being a writer, I tend to be fairly reclusive if I can.
Yeah, understood. All right, no, that's good. All right, let's see.
We support a lot of local charities.
Yeah.
But we do it quietly. We don't do it publicly. Some of them we do anonymously.
Okay. Yeah, understood. I get that. Then that's pretty much it for the Wikipedia. They have it. That's kind of how they have it broken up into basic sections there. So I'm going to move on to just kind of my own personal interest questions, and we can kind of riff on those if you don't mind.
Yep, no worries.
Okay.